Good morning, everybody, from another beautiful day in South Texas. It is the day after my last video, if you watched that, and yeah, goal for today is, well, of course, a milk snake, and maybe a Conifenes. That would be great. And also, I'm going to be running the GoPro throughout the entirety of today because I was kind of wimpy about it yesterday, and we ended up having an amazing day. So yeah, definitely not going to make that mistake twice. Isn't it maybe going to jinx me? Well, it didn't yesterday, so, well, it wasn't turned on yesterday for most of it. But still, I'll get the flip clips if I do get something. But yeah, we're headed out to our spot right now, and I will check back in when we are there. Alright guys, so I'm not going to get too much video of this guy because I saw a couple of these yesterday, but big thorn scrub rat snake under this huge stack. Pretty big thorn scrub rat. It's probably about 4.5 feet. Really good size. He might bite me here in a second, but he's deep in shed, so I don't want to bother him for too much. We're just gonna keep flipping. There's Dad wrestling the stack. But yeah, I'm gonna let this guy go and keep moving, hoping for that milk, of course. But a big thorn scrub rat snake as the first snake of the day today. That's pretty sick though. Love a good rat. Especially a nice big one like this. Pretty sick. Back to the stack. Whoopsies. Back to the stack. My boy doesn't wanna leave. Hold up. There we go. Back to the stack with you. Keep flipping. Sick. All right, guys. Got another rat snake. Dad's just posing with it here. I have a hand model for once. Pretty sweet looking rat. Much nicer than the last one. He's nice and out of shed. Almost looks like a little caligaster. That little face. So awesome. Love a good rat snake. You know what I mean? We're racking them in here today.
Okay. Want to take a pic?
Yeah, I'll take some pictures and then let this guy go back in the stack as usual. Keep going, grab him. Dad's the rat master for this trip. He's always got the rat snake in his hand.
There you go.
Okay. We're gonna take some photos of this guy and then let him go back to the stack. Pretty sweet. It's not a snake, but it's a big Texas spiny. Dad's gonna get a. Hold up, my phone came out. Do you have my phone?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Do you have mine?
I have yours.
Yeah.
Anyways, doing the mandatory phone check. Here's a staction right here. Ooh, no, it's single. Damn it. Alright, so for some weird reason, the audio wasn't recording on my phone, which ends up being a common trend with the trip, unfortunately. But I was walking down the road just like you can see here, and laying in front of me was one of the most incredible snakes I've seen in Texas, and that has to be the Texas Indigo Snake. If there's a spot for the most badass snake in North America, the Indigo Snakes take it. It's between the Texas Indigo Snake and their cousin, the Eastern Indigo Snake. Incredibly intelligent. I mean, these snakes are arguably the most intelligent snake or most intelligent genus of snake in the United States. They really can sense what's going on and your presence. And I know I say that with all snakes, but it really is overly apparent with these things. And on top of that, they're absolutely gorgeous. I mean, this thing is blue and orange with bars, like orange and yellowish barring when you get it in the right light. Yeah, absolutely stunning. Took my breath away in every single way. And of course, one of the biggest targets for me out here next to milk snakes and black stripe snakes. I wish the audio was recording, but hey, what can you do? It was a gorgeous snake and awesome moment for sure. Can't wait to get to see more of these guys. But South Texas is kind of an anomaly where it is one of the only places where these guys are actually readily common.
Other places you really have to kind of work for them. But yeah, this is a sick find for sure. Checked off the bucket list.
Alright guys, here's one last look at this Indigo Snake before we let him go. Absolutely stunning. That is one of the most incredible snakes I think I've seen. Wow, that tiger snake look. But I'm just gonna let him cruise off. He's so big too. I mean, yeah, that is hands down one incredible snake right there. If you can see it. That is incredible. Beautiful. Off into the thorn scrub. We're gonna keep flipping though. Still got a lot of stacks to go. A lot of places. It's gonna be a really, really snaky day. Will the rats be here?
What do you think?
Hop on the other side? Actually, I will.
What do you think?
Oh no. Let's see. Uppity?
Okay. Scorpion's still there.
Scorpion's still there. Oh yeah. Un raton. Raton. Hay un raton.
You think it's the same one?
Probably. Can you get that one or should I pass it up? There we go. Look at all the rat sheds. Damn.
Where? Oh yeah.
Oh, the rat sheds.
Alright. We got a rat.
Alright guys, got another rat snake here. The wind might be a little bit nutty, but Pantherophis, Emerii, Gutatus, I think. I'm not sure what the scientific name of these things are, but thorn scrub rat snake. Pretty sweet. We may have found this one yesterday. Look at that reflective on its head. That's pretty cool. Yeah, pretty one. Really pretty. Back to the stack. Voila.
No, he knows where to go. He lives there.
I know. We're gonna keep flipping them.
And once again, the audio cut out, unfortunately, but what ended up being the only and first snake of the night while road cruising, we headed out to an area a little bit north where we were staying and found this very, very large western diamondback rattlesnake. Obviously, not too much of a surprise if you've seen any of my videos from the summer. These guys are incredibly common, but this was only my second individual I had ever seen in South Texas. So it was cool in that sense. It was also huge, and yeah, it's always nice to see Aatrox, despite how many I see and how many most herpers see, because they really are one of the most common rattlesnakes out there. But yeah, we escorted this guy off the road and continued cruising. We didn't find anything else, but yeah, found something pretty cool the next morning, so be sure to stick around.
So, I don't really know how to put this. We only found one snake last night cruising, and then I flipped and lost a milk snake, and then we came out this morning. Our flight leaves in like 2 hours, and I haven't even gone through this stack, and there's a flipping black stripe in there. Coniophenes imperialis. That was one of my bigger targets for the trip, and I lost a couple earlier. I lost 2. Wow! Oh my god. That is a sick looking snake, unlike anything I've really ever seen. There's windmills absolutely flying in the background. Super loud. That is a stunning snake. It's so stormy out here. It's like, yeah, grab that thing. I'm gonna have a hand model here. Wow. Wow, look at the underbelly on that. These things are so sick. And decently venomous too. I mean, they're part of a genus, Dad immediately hands it back to me. Part of a genus that is mostly a Central American
species, but just barely comes in to the U.S. But that is an incredible snake. Definitely makes the trip better than the Indigo. And I can't believe I'm saying that, but it is. So, yeah, I guess I'm going to take some more photos of this guy and let him go. That is a ridiculous next snake of the trip, and possibly last. Beautiful Coniophanes, or black striped snake, here in deep South Texas. That is sick. Look at that underbelly. Wow. And it's quite large, too. But yeah, gonna put this guy back. Flip the rest of the tin that is here.
And with that, my time in South Texas had unfortunately come to an end. It was a really, really awesome trip, as normal, and glad I was able to get into some of South Texas's most iconic snakes. Missed the Tom Leap and Milk, but that's alright. I'll be putting a lot of work in over the summer, finding new stacks, better stacks, and we'll be back next spring. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.